Hey friends, it's Ask the Life Coach time again. So, what did you ask me? What's the difference between making money a priority in life versus craving security and stability? What's the difference? Okay, craving. I'm fixating on the word craving, but maybe that's not the most important aspect of this question. Security and stability and money. So, I think what I want to say is security and stability are far more subjective than we think. I think you might think, oh, if I have the right circumstances, then I'll feel stable, then I'll feel secure. But this is very different for every person. Some of us could have very little and be in a world that's ever changing and feel fairly stable and secure. And some of us maybe live in a mansion with bodyguards and we don't feel that stable and secure. So stability and security are, at least partially, perhaps to a large extent, subjective to the individual. So to feel stable or secure isn't as much of an external pursuit as, the acquisition of money might make it out to be. To some extent, you find this within yourself. To what extent can you roll with circumstances? Can you embrace change? Can you let go? Can you find peace when things don't go as planned? Because the stability and security that money provides is often far more illusory than we might like to acknowledge. There are never guarantees in life. Something tragic can happen to any of us at any moment that can take all that quote unquote stability and security and just throw it out the window. So I'm not saying that there's no place for money in our lives. Obviously there is, but if you find yourself, again, the craving is the word you used here. And if you find yourself craving security and stability and just thinking, if I just get X number of dollars, and we all assign this quite arbitrarily, I think, then I'm good. You might be setting yourself up for the fall, because you might find that money and still not find those other things. So I guess what I'm inviting you to do is to really think about, what do you already have versus what do you need, and to what extent does money actually get you there? It might, but it also might not. So how much is enough, and how are you deciding how much is enough? And if there are never guarantees in life, to what extent are you suffering now for something that's not a guarantee later? So I always invite people not to wish their life away, not to work a job you hate for 40 plus years just so that then you can retire allegedly stable and secure. But what does that mean when your health is failing and the rest of life is happening, if you even make it that far, which of course isn't a guarantee either. So be careful about wishing your life away if that's what the pursuit of money is doing. If you are making money, that's fine, but when you say making it a priority, I would rather you made the work a priority. You did things that you found valuable and the money came along with it, rather than you felt like, well, I've got to climb this corporate ladder because then I'll be stable and secure. Because again, A, you might not be, and then B, you might just have to ask the question, at what cost? So anytime we're miserable in the now, thinking that we'll be happy in the future, I think something's gone astray, because it's just as likely that we'll continue to be miserable. But if you're happy in the now, then maybe this question kind of answers itself. You can go ahead and do what you do, and maybe you don't need to change anything because you are happy. So I hope that makes some degree of sense. That's my invitation to you, to keep working on yourself and the way that you experience such things as stability and security. Because if your stability and security are contingent upon circumstances, then they're very contingent, because circumstances are not always as within our control as we might think. And we can find ways to worry or suffer or feel insecure regardless of what circumstances we've achieved. So by all means, do what you've got to do to survive and thrive in this world. But I invite you to find some of that happiness in the now. And if you're not, then it might be time to really, start reevaluating these priorities. Thank you for the question. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you all tuning in. And I'll see you back here for the next one.